What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start this show by being transparent. Yesterday ended up being a good day. Had Indiana and Las Vegas under 195 and a half. Didn't even get close. They got to overtime, still didn't make it. I think I still could have made it with another overtime. So that was a nice 5% winner. And yeah, see if we can keep that going. Vino, great to be back with you. How's everything on your end?
Things are good, Ski, and let's not get greedy for the double overtime because we were texting and I thought I jinxed you after Chelsea Gray hit that three, and I'm like, oh man, I know better than to start counting these things before they're over with. But yeah, it came home easy. Last night for me was a split. It's actually a two-sport split, Ski. We won in the CFL last night. We lost with the Portland Toronto game over 186 and a half. They got to 180. Um, on the short end of a few of these, we've talked about it, totals that have been raised lately. So we'll see if odds makers come back a little bit or if we make some adjustments on my end with some of these matchups. But last night, even with Marina Mabry in the lineup, that team's as healthy as they've been, with the exception of Brittany Sykes and Toronto just 83 with 4 minutes left and 83 for a final score, just not that great. So we will look to today, already have a couple plays in action. So I think this is going to be a much better day, WNBA wise.
All right, chat. Before we get into the games, I want to ask you a question. Can you guys hear me fine? Can everybody out there hear me okay? Let me know in the comments, please. Please, it would help me out quite a bit. Um, and while I wait for that, I did want to look at some of the comments from yesterday. There were a couple um that stood out to me. Here goes one, you know. And by the way, they said Banking Man says yes, we can hear you. Says they can hear me, but my volume is low. Sounds great. I'm driving. I don't know. Some people say I'm low. Some people say they can hear me fine. When I watch this loud and clear, you know what I'm saying? Yes, sir, they can hear me. When I watch the show back, I can hear myself perfectly fine. Um, I'm not gonna scream. My mic is normal. I'm a soft spoken person. Maybe that's what it is. But when I watch the show back, I can hear people in the chat right now can hear. So I don't know what to do about the comments for the people who say that they can't hear. If a lot of people can hear and you can't hear, I don't know. What am I supposed to do?
I read some of those comments, Ski. They're like, I got to turn my volume up to 100 to hear Ski, and then Vino talks and blast my speakers out of my car. So I don't know. I told you a few days ago that I had to play the show back just to make sure, because this has been a recurring theme over the course of the last 7 days with volume and whatnot. And I didn't see any problem playing this show back, so I really don't know. And to see all the guys coming in now and saying they can hear it perfectly fine, that's good to hear because we preach listening skills around here, so we want you guys to hear us.
Some people say everybody says something different. They said Vino is just louder than whatever I am. Um, yeah, people say Vino is much louder than I am. Prolific says I'm low. I don't know. When I watch the show backwards, I had my volume bar halfway up, on my iPhone. I could hear myself loud and clear. I have no clue, but other than that, there was another comment. This one from Hello World, some letters and numbers at the end. This has to be the most pointless betting show on YouTube. I've been watching for well over a month, and each show they stand on the fence and give no picks. What's the point? I get you're selling picks, but if you're not going to give out a single one, don't call your show best bets and player props. You literally don't give anything out. Oh boy. Okay, so we go on here every day. We break down every single game every day. We give our opinions on what we think about those games. If you think that has no value, then I think you're one of the people who needs to go and pay for picks. That's what they're there for, right? I mean, we're breaking the games down. We're helping some people because people are coming back to watch. If that's not enough, then I think you do need to go buy the picks. Vino, um, Anything you want to say, or you want to keep it moving?
Yeah, I read that last night, Ski. I didn't respond. I don't know where in the title of this show it says best bets or whatever. What did you say the show's called? The guy calls the show best bets and something else. I mean, it, I'll say it again. We've said it a lot. And for those who are here on a regular basis, we appreciate every one of you guys that are here to either you show up with your own ideas on games and you're just trying to see if we can give you something that maybe you overlooked. It's what we're trying to do, guys. We're analyzing games here. I will say this, Ski, for a show that 60% of the week, we do this Monday through Friday, 60% of the week has maybe one or two games to choose from. Three is a lot, the way the WNBA schedule has been. We basically, through our analysis, lead you guys right to where we're going. I mean, I don't know how hard it is to follow. So um, I will take a little bit of offense at anybody that says it's pointless. I mean, I've been in this business over 30 years now, 3 decades. I take a lot of pride in analysis. I mean, my whole philosophy has always been try to leave somebody with one thing they didn't know before they turned the show on. So we're here to analyze games, break them down, help you out. If you're a beginner, maybe you appreciate it, maybe you don't. But if you're just flying by channel to channel, waiting for somebody to say best bet just for the thrill of it, Skee and I could fill a page of notebook paper with places you could go for that. You can go find it in a lot of places and get zero reasons why, but you'll get something and it'll be for free. And I don't know, tell me where you end up. Call me from that location. Poor house, rich house. I don't know where it's going to be, but you can find it. So we do what we do. I think we do it pretty well. Um, there you have it. That's that. I got no more to say.
Can you help me out with some? Oh, actually, no, I'll do the math here. Uh, that seems to be about 338, 338, 340. Okay. So before we get started, a couple more things here. Um, Christopher says Ski ain't giving away no picks. Vino might, but Ski not going to. But if you listen close enough, you might figure it out. Well, lately, this year especially, I've been extremely low volume, and a lot of my bets are 4%, 5%. And if I have one bet on that day and people are paying, as we've talked about, can't give it away for free because it's not fair to the people who are paying for it. This comment here, Ski, you're 10-10 your last 20. I buy your picks to get an edge and win money. You constantly pump your own tires, but in reality, you are losing your subscribers' money. I'll address this and say that I don't know what I am in my last 20 picks. I know that I've released 340 picks in 2026 and plus 114 units. That's what I do know. So if you think that that's, losing your subscribers' money, I don't know what to say. People got to have some kind of, I don't know, man. What else do you want me to do, I guess 114 units is not enough, a profit for people. They only care about what
Yeah.
you're going to do the last 20.
I mean,
340 picks is not good enough. We only care about the last 20.
before we this thing turns into a complete betting educational show, I mean, maybe we'll do an hour on that one day and just try and help guys along who drop in for a 50-50 streak for a guy who's won 114 units overall. I mean, if you're there from the beginning, you're not saying that. So I'll wrap it up really quickly. We bet games every single day, 365 days a year when they're available. Maybe the All-Star break, maybe there's not any available, whatever. You're going to have a 10-10 streak in there somewhere, guys. You're going to have that. I mean, again, I don't want to turn this into betting 101, but maybe one day, Ski, we could ramble on and just give folks who aren't accustomed to betting every day, discipline wise, just let them know what it entails and how you can get better and not worry about 10-10 when Ski and I are looking at this from a long haul. That's all. Long haul. It's not today. It's not just tomorrow. It's long haul.
Only last thing I'm gonna say here is this comment says real ones appreciate you, Skee and Vino keep rocking. You know, when I seen the comments this morning, I was like, you know what? Fuck that show. I'm not doing no show today. That's what I thought, Vino. I'm not doing shit. That's what I thought. All right. And then I thought about the guys like Gio, the guys like Banking Man, like Brian had, the guys who've been here all the time, the good guys. And I'm like, these are the guys I'm gonna continue to do the show for. So I do appreciate you guys out there, and I just wanted to get through some of those things. All right, now we have 3 games to cap for today, and we'll start at the top like we always do. Mercury and Sun opened up -5.5. Looks like mostly 6.5 everywhere. Total open 173.5, and it's sitting right there, right in that same spot. Injury report. I don't see anybody on there for Phoenix. For Connecticut, I'm assuming that means uh, Aaliyah is in because she was on the injury report earlier, and I don't see her on there now. Brittany Griner is game time decision, so we'll see if she can go. She's been dealing with the knee issue. She's also going through a divorce. Who knows if she'll be out there? Um, the Mercury. I mean, they did make that big move. I mean, we keep talking about the Mercury, Vino, and I mean, I've said like but going into the All Star break, I forget. I think it was Kalia Copper said that they want to try to make a push. I know they're down in the standings, but they started to play a lot better. They went out there and made a trade that says we want to try to win right now, and I see the effort there. I see them giving it every single night. I don't think that's gonna stop. I think they just lost the game. Until they know that they're eliminated, I think they're gonna continue to ride it out. For the Sun, um, a lot of these games lately, I think Grinder's missed 4 or 5 games in a row. Edwards has missed probably the same amount of games. I don't think the Sun have looked great. They could have both of them back, but I just I just don't see them being good enough in this game. Even if they come back, they could be thrown off. It's also first game home after a road trip, I believe, for the Sun, and I think the Sun have a lot of games off after this one. So it's a situation where who knows how much they even care about coming in here to play this one off. Um, I don't know. I think Phoenix is the right side. I think that points can be scored. I think 173.5 is kind of low. What are your thoughts here, Vino, on Mercury and Sun?
Well, I agree with a lot of it, Ski. Connecticut had been playing better prior to Brittany Griner, Alea Edwards going out of the lineup. Edwards back tonight. Griner maybe, like you said. Couple of things. I've talked a lot about the last couple of days about teams that are at the bottom of the standings, but still playing hard constantly. And I'm starting to get the feel, and I don't know if it's due to the absences of Griner and Edwards or not, because they were a better team with them in there, obviously. But this team's moving to Houston next year. And I was reading an article the other day about Tillman Fertitta, the new owner of the team. And, the trade of Morrow was just the beginning of, probably blowing this thing up. He's a guy, if you follow the Houston Cougars football program, basketball program, the Rockets, etc., he's got his hands in everything. His money is involved in everything, and he wants to win. And he'll do nothing and short of doing everything he can to win. He had a quote the other day that said he wants to put together a roster that can win immediately. That's not this team. I just don't know at this point in the season when you're Connecticut and you're 14th in the standings and you have an owner who thinks he needs a lot better players. The number one draft pick, talked about this the other day a lot too. Skee, do you tank to try and get there? Connecticut hasn't shown up last couple of games. I don't know how the players in the locker room feel about the unsteadiness of where they'll be next year with this team moving and an owner that wants to take a wrecking ball to it. So if there's one team, the last 12 or so games of the season that's down the bottom of the standings that I might look to fade just because, as you put it, you don't know if they care. I think this is the team you could assign that to. The other side of the coin, Phoenix, I'm with you. I still think they'll play hard. Their owner has committed to wanting Kelsey Plum back next year. So I think they're going to try and work this lineup together and keep getting better and better and better. I got to read you this quote, though. Today's going to be quote day. For those in the chat who love when we recite quotes, here we go. This comes from Kelsey Plum on the Phoenix, and she said this, and this is going to lead me to my play. At the end of the day, we're not going to win a lot of games scoring 82 points in terms of playing high scoring teams, especially if we're not getting stops. We have to get more possessions, and the rebounding battle has kind of killed us. We talked about it going in, but you got to at least break even with these guys. She's referring to Atlanta the other night to have a chance to win the game. Kelsey Plum wants to score more points. Kelsey Plum wants more possessions. She's now got the ball in her hands more. And I think Phoenix is capable of doing so. They had an off night the other night, only getting to 82. Connecticut doesn't play a lot of defense. Team total here is 89.5. I think the Phoenix team total is probably the safest play in this game. Because defensively, I don't know if I want to lay 6.5 with them against Connecticut, but I do think getting to 90 against Connecticut should be fairly easy. So, hopefully our volume's up, guys. I'm trying to lead you in directions here for those who think we don't give anything out here on this show. I think Phoenix team total is probably a solid move here.
That was a pretty good breakdown. I mean, as long as you got some listening skills, I mean, you should be able to figure out something to do with that game, Vino. Um, and by the way, I looked at my last 20 games, 10-10. I'm plus 2 point something units. So even though it's 50%, I'm still plus units. Oh my God. These guys, these guys. All right, next game up. Dream and Mystic. -3.5 was the opener. We see 5.5s out there. Total open 170.5. Sitting right there, around 170.5. Dream, pretty healthy. Pow remains out. Mystics, fully healthy. Mystics been playing some good basketball too. I mean, Mystics can continue to climb the stand. I think the Mystics almost can catch the Dream right now. Let's see here. Mystics 17-12. Dream 19. I mean, 19-11. Mystics, for the way that they started the season, they look damn good right now. I know for a fact, and I'm going to get the exact numbers. Mystics amazing as underdogs. We talk about it consistently. 14-4 against the spread as underdogs. The Dream, terrible as favorites. 10-18. I think that matchup wise, a lot of what the Dream do, they probably can still, get out and score in transition. That's where they're really good, and the Mystics kind of lack. But as far as all those points in the paint, I feel like the Mystics can hold it down in there, and I don't know. It would be hard for me to lay with the Dream. I would have to be looking towards the Mystics here, and a lot of Mystics games lately, I feel like have been high scoring. I don't know that 170 number is high enough. What do you think here?
Yeah, again, Washington showed the other night. I mean, Dallas needed that game. Washington needed it too, but they're down 20 Skee, and they come back from down 20 in the second half and absolutely put the clamps on Dallas in the fourth quarter. I'll get to that later when we do the Dallas game. Um, but they're not out of any game anymore. They get behind and it doesn't matter. Again, they get to the free throw line as good as anybody, right? I should have had the number. Maybe I do have the numbers here. They go 22 of 26 from the free throw line the other night. Not a lot of these WNBA teams get to the free throw line the way Washington gets there. So it's going to be important for Atlanta, who I do think has a little bit of a tendency to foul. They don't defend the 3-point line really well. Interior wise, I guess with Bree Jones back, it would be a little better against Washington. But Washington's interior is really, really good. You're absolutely right. They're a game and a half behind Atlanta. Washington's the 8 seed today. Atlanta's the 4. The 4 gets, a better draw and a home floor. So a game and a half difference here. It's meaningful to both sides. Kind of surprised at the huge jump toward Atlanta in this game, to tell you the truth. I thought Phoenix had a shot against them the other night. They just didn't show up. But Washington's a little bit different animal when it comes to when it comes to playing inside the paint. That could mess Atlanta up a little bit. I don't know. I can't see the reason why the big move has come toward Atlanta laying even more points than off the opener. If I had to play, I'd probably be on the Mystics until we see this string run out. But even their head coach, Sidney Johnson, said they took a lot of tough losses early in the year to learn how to win right now. And they're figuring out how to win in these fourth quarters. They've been home forever. At some point in time, they're going to have to go on the road because they've been home, I think, for like 6 games in a row, maybe something like that. But it's been kind to them. So Washington plus points is the way I would look here.
I'm just like, why did the line open 3.5 and go to 5.5? I mean, I don't know, but I still can't. I can't lay with Atlanta. I agree. Washington. Um, Next game up, last game we have to talk about here: Valkyries and Wings. This one opened up -1 for Dallas, still out there -1 or 1.5. Total came down from 163.5, looking at 161.5. Injury report: I see Alicia Clark game time decision. Other than that, nobody for either team. For the Valkyries, I know they do have a good amount of rest before this game. I'm just trying to check. Yeah, 2 days off before this game. Wings, they're rested, just not as rested as the Valkyries. Um, there was something I had here. The first half, I think I was looking at. So let me get back to the first half stats. First half under numbers just stood out to me. The Wings 7-0-1 to the first half under as a home favorite. Valkyries 6-1 to the first half under as a road dog. I mean, I've talked about before. I mean, you could look at this for the full season. Valkyries are 21-8-1 to the first half under, but 15-15 as far as the full game. So for whatever reason, they put the clamps on early. They maybe settle in the game, start playing faster in the second half, whatever the case may be. Both of these teams are more under teams in the first half. So that did catch my attention. It shaded that way. I think it was 78.5 or 79, but I could consider. Any thoughts from you, Vino?
Yeah, this a lot of these games have a lot of importance, Ski, and this is another one. Golden State, we've talked about it. They in Las Vegas, back and forth for that number 2 seed. Golden State's a half a game behind Las Vegas now because of Las Vegas' win last night, so it's important to them. It's important to Dallas. They're sitting in the 5 spot right now, half a game behind Atlanta. This quote's going to sound really similar to what I just read about Kelsey Plum, but this comes from Alana Smith, who, interestingly enough, got inserted into the starting lineup finally the other day, and her and Jessica Shepard each had double doubles. And that front line could be really dynamic going down the stretch here for Dallas. I had said the other day that I don't find Dallas's offense to be very fluid. I find them being sloppy at times. It showed up in the fourth quarter the other night. I mean, you can't have a 20-point lead against Washington in a meaningful game and then come fourth quarter and Paige can't make a shot and nobody can make a shot and you get out rebounded by 6 or 8, whatever it was in the fourth quarter, and you blow a huge lead to Washington the way that they did. They don't get to the free throw line. There's a lot wrong with Dallas at certain times of the game, but the first 3 quarters, they looked great. We'll see. They've played Golden State once already this season. They shot it pretty well against Golden State, but they blew it in the fourth quarter. Again, lost the fourth quarter 27-18. Wind up losing the game 91-80. And again, the shooting numbers were pretty good. 47% from the floor, 41% from three. I don't know that they can do better than that tonight against Golden State. I think, let me read the Alana Smith here really quick here, her quote, which says, "We have to make a decision. We're either going to answer teams by scoring more or we're going to answer by getting defensive stops." That's just something we kind of have to look in the mirror and really set that goal for ourselves when teams go on runs. We're going to have to decide how we're going to answer them. They didn't answer it really well the other night, but it sounds a lot like Kelsey Plum, one thing or another. Kelsey Plum wants to score more. Alana Smith has given her team the option. I trust Golden State's defense in the long haul. So, despite the fact that Dallas is home, despite the fact that Dallas is probably really chomping at the bit, so to speak, to get back on the court, I don't know. I can't play Dallas in this game. And one more thing that you said the other day that stuck out to me when I was going through this game this morning. Natalie Nakasi, the head coach of Golden State, told her team that at halftime the other night that she wanted more defense. And when you ask that team for defense, you get defense. I don't know if you're going to get that from the wings. So to me, tough game to play, but I would think Golden State should be the right side here, just based off of the defensive difference between these teams.
All right, good stuff on that, Vino. That's the games for today. Um, Another comment coming in late. Appreciate you guys. Matt Harris, appreciate you as well. Um, See what we can put up here on the screen, Vino. We do still have, we will continue to have the 2-for-1, right? Skee and Vino 3-day all access, only $69. You know, one of you guys, some people out there don't like Skee. They just want to rock with Vino, maybe. They want to buy three, get three free, 6 days for just $69. You can rock with only Vino if that's the way you want to go. I'm gonna pass it back to you. Ask if there's anything else you would like to promote, and feel free. If you have a best bet for the show, the people are dying to hear it, Rob. If you don't, it's all good. But you would make a lot of people happy if you had one.
I just, in all seriousness, Ski, before I just want to say really quick, if you guys scan the internet or do watch different WNBA shows and you find one that's more informative, let us know. Because I honestly, and I'm not his Ski will, he's known me long enough. I'm not a bragger, a pretty humble guy. But I don't know that you're going to get better information on games than what we give you here. So I guess this is going way back to what we started the show with, Ski, when we're answering comments. But I'd love to know if you think there's something that's giving you more information than what we're giving you here from a betting perspective. I don't think there is. Um, I said it yesterday, 6 for 3 is always, to me, one of the best options because you're going to get multiple sports. Last night, like I say, the CFL won. I'm going to have a CFL 5% play this weekend. So if you want to get on board for the 6 days, you'll certainly have that. Got a couple of plays in the W tonight. Uh, man, I hate to turn my back on the people here today. So, but the top play that I have is up at wagertalk.com. And not to beat a dead horse, but I will just say that the company doesn't greatly appreciate if we're, got stuff for sale and we're giving it away for free to everybody. I try to give you my analysis as much as I can give you. If you didn't get enough, go to the website. You'll find me there. Plays are up and available, wagertalk.com.
If you didn't have good enough listening skills, you can go push that button that Ravino just told you about, and you'll get exactly what to pick right to your email, right to your phone, however you want to get it. Um, I'm gonna put this back up there just because I'm pretty sure it's still good. And what is it? Buy NBA early bird, get the rest of WNBA free. Lowest price NBA will ever be, $6.99. And you guys can see, I mean, the 5% WNBA best bets after the last winter are 19-7 over the last 2 seasons. That's what, 73.something%. And I have another one. I know I've been having a lot lately. It's just I'm seeing the board clear on them and I want to fire. I want to, maximize them. I have another one for tomorrow, just so you know. So if you want to get involved for the NBA season, you want the rest of WNBA, this is the way to do it with me. All right. There's not going to be a best bet for me on the show. If you have listening skills, you'll know where I'm going today, though. But like Vino said, it's not right to give it out for free for people who are paying when you only have one play. So, Vino, another great week of doing shows with you. Always appreciate you. Chat, we appreciate you as well. Best of luck on all your action tonight over the weekend. We'll be back again Monday. We'll catch you then.